Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Governor Livingston High School. My name is Nathan Philbrook. Thank you for joining me here today for this matchup between your Governor Livingston Highlanders boys varsity lacrosse and the Dayton Bulldogs. I'm Nathan Philbrook. Thank you for joining me here on Governor Livingston High School television on YouTube. We've just gotten started with our game, just about to hit 30 seconds. It is actually raining very lightly right now, just barely misting. It was raining quite a bit earlier, which you may be able to see the rain pooled on the literal sidelines of the field, as this one being held by Scott McCrae. Scott McCrae going for a low shot there. He was being pressed by a Bulldog defender, but it'll be deflected away and eventually go out of bounds. Referee indicating Dayton possession, but Coach Michael Provenzano yelling that it was a shot, and it'll stay GL possession. We'll restart here with Cottom. Cottom will go back to X with McCrae. McCrae. It'll end up with Novotny. Novotny. Around the 20, trying to make it look something work. He gets a shot to Nappy, and Nappy gets the shot and opens the scoring for this game. And my scoreboard says Mo Beard. It's not Mo Beard. Let's get Dayton up there. And then adjust the score to 1-0. Let's get a capital D. There we go. And then adjust the score to 1-0. So Andrew Nappy opening our scoring here, just a minute 29 in. Apologize, I've been in a bit of a frantic setup situation here. I don't have my headset plugged in, actually, so I can't even hear myself. Quite the rookie mistake. 1 second. There we go. I can hear myself now. We're all good. This is Mr. Voorhees' microphone, as always. Shout out to Mr. Voorhees. We'll see the face-off here between Ryan and number 8 for the Bulldogs. I still have to get my roster out. Ref will blow the whistle. I believe that was a hold. So Dayton will get this face-off win. Be with number 8, then to number 24. Shot here. That one easily taken by Michael Nelson, the goalie, for this Governor Livingston squad. I have to find my roster, actually, as a matter of fact. Battle here around the 15-yard line, near sideline. There's an aggressive check from Owen McGuire on the ball carrier for the Bulldogs, but the Bulldogs will maintain possession. He'll be with number 7. He'll go far side. Hash's shot there over the head of Michael Nelson. This game's tied up 1-1. I'm getting water on my computer. Good Lord. The rain's coming down a bit sideways. Not only that, but I don't even have my roster out. Got it now. Apologies for the very frantic setup. Rushed over here. There was a bit of traffic on the way down. So, out of my control, but extended my travel time here by about 5 minutes, which is why I did not have the 5 minutes to set up all my equipment correctly. Either way, we'll get a restart here. Third face-off of the game. That one now scooped up on Michael Novotny. And Novotny will drive down that far sideline along the numbers. Novotny will get a pass up to, I believe that's number 25, Ryan Cottom. Cottom will shuffle up along the far sideline. He'll get to the 10. He'll go to X to McCrae. McCrae standing around looking for a pass. He'll go back to Cottom. Cottom will go to Novotny, still far sideline. Novotny will now send this pass up, and it'll end up with Andrew Nappy near sideline near the hashes. Nappy will go to Will Sokoli on the near sideline along the numbers. Sokoli back to Nappy. Nappy potentially looking for a drive. He'll start speeding up. He'll make a move right. He'll cut into the middle. No shot option for him. He'll just get this one out to Michael Nelson. Sorry. Alec Novotny. Novotny will go back to Nappy. Nappy back to Novotny. Novotny behind goal to X. McCrae. McCrae trying to make something work. Fake the pass there. Getting harassed by a long stick from Dayton. That's number 25, I believe. Sorry, number 22. It was Preston Benjamin. It'll be with Nappy. Sorry, not Nappy. It'll be with Caleb Leong, number 16, middle of the field. Leong will go for a pass in front to Cottom. Cottom goes for a bounce shot there, but got hit as he went through his throwing motion. Evidently got hit in the stomach based on the way he reacted. So, the shot not particularly on target, but GL will maintain possession because it was a shot. And this is about to make a loud noise. Hold on. Wow, that was loud. And I just tapped the microphone. Drive here from Nappy. Nappy will have to go to a pass out to Novotny after he has no shot options. Novotny to Cottom. Cottom. Sorry, now it's Novotny. It was Cottom to someone to Novotny. Now it's behind goal with McRae. McRae looking to make something work. Scott McRae, the X-Man, just hopping back and forth, literally. Goes for a pass in front now. This one to Leong. Leong shot that one high and over the goal. It'll stay GL possession. I've got a roster for the Bulldogs now. So we're starting to get back in business. I don't know who the scorer was for Dayton, but it was a Nappy goal to start us off. It'll be with Leong now, middle of the field. He'll move over to the far side hashes along the 30. Now back to Nappy. Nappy taking the position that Leong was in. Now going back to Leong, standing on the 20. Leong going down to the goal line and eventually ending up with Scott McRae behind. Scott McRae now to Novotny, near side numbers. He'll go for a long pass there, almost uncontrolled by Leong, but he'll knock it down and eventually pick it back up. Novotny to Nappy, and Nappy going for a bouncer bottom left corner, but no luck. It'll stay GL possession. It'll be with Novotny now, sorry. Novotny will go to Leong. Sorry, that's Cottom. Can't really see the numbers here, and I'm in a bit of panic. Now it's with Novotny. Novotny trying to go for a pass to Nappy, but it'll be knocked away. Eventually scooped up by Will Sicoli. Sicoli now looking for something to make work. Sicoli will go to Nappy. Nappy hovering just outside the 30. He'll shuffle up inside. He'll get a pass over to Michael Nelson. Novotny. Novotny will send it to McRae, who's now standing behind goal with the ball looking for an option. No Dayton defenders pressing him. Just standing there. Finally get a pass out to Novotny, and that one rifled low but knocked away by the Dayton keeper. This one will be rifled down the field. An attempted pass there to Jack Rubin, but this one will just dribble away and eventually be picked up by Michael Nelson after dribbling out of bounds, and he'll let us restart play here. Still 1-1, 6:20 left. This one now, far side. I believe that's Caleb Leong. Caleb Leong driving down the far sideline. You may also notice there's the benches down there because, of course, the near side is flooded as well as all of the space under the press box. I got a nice view on the stairs as I was coming up. But some foul evidently committed there, so it'll go Dayton's way. Number 7 for the Bulldogs, Mystery Man. I don't have him on my list, but he'll have the ball knocked out of his stick. It'll be picked up by someone who I'm not sure who, and he'll go for a pass to Sicoli. Sicoli uncontrolling it, but will eventually scoop it back up. Sicoli there. Checked by Preston Benjamin. There's a loud truck passing by. Now it's with Scott McRae behind the goal. Scott McRae going far side to the numbers. Not sure who that is. Might be Cottom. 25, Ryan Cottom just taking his time. He'll get this pass off. That one to Nappy. Nappy now to Novotny. Novotny hovering around the 35, slowly shuffling up. He'll get past the 20, outside the far hashes. Novotny going behind goal to McRae. McRae looking to make something work in front. McRae thought he had an open man in Will Sicoli, but he didn't. That one will be picked off again by Benjamin. Benjamin, the long stick, now driving down the field. A shot on Nelson. That one wide and away. Still deflected by Nelson anyways, as we have 5 minutes perfect on the clock. Whistle back in here. No fluid restarts in the boys' game, unlike the girls' game. Aggressive press here from Matt Miller on number 7, our Mystery Man. The rain's starting to come down a bit heavier here. Some of my equipment might be getting a bit wet, as well as the camera. Not quite sure. Maybe just a microburst. There's a shot from number 15, John DeSarno. Now, I'm not sure if that's a typo or if that's his nickname. Might be his nickname. We've got a guy at GL called John Jack, so wouldn't be that surprised that there's a John. Either way, carried here for the Bulldogs by number 10, Austin Klein. Klein will get a pass out to number 15, DeSarno. DeSarno now hovering around the 35. DeSarno going for a pass in front to number 7, our Mystery Man. He'll be driven back past the 20, and he'll go back to DeSarno. DeSarno looking for an option. He'll get one to Tyler Lazarevic. Lazarevic making a move right. Going for a spin move. Won't get him anywhere. He'll go back to DeSarno. DeSarno now to Turnbull. Gavin Turnbull trying to make something work. The senior. He'll go back to DeSarno. This GL defense putting up a... Well, both defenses, I suppose, putting up stellar performances. Only one goal on the board for each team, and they all came up within 4 minutes. As there's a wild shot by DeSarno. That one will skip wide right. Shouldn't say wild. It was pretty close to goal, but not quite on goal. By the standards of lacrosse, that's kind of far off. Either way, we'll get a restart here from Turnbull. Don't know if he has any relation to Peyton Turnbull, who plays girls lacrosse and girls basketball for the Bulldogs. I commentated the Dayton VGL women's Lax game last Saturday. Had some issues with that, but either way, it'll be with number 8, Gavin Turnbull, and... Sorry, it wasn't with Gavin Turnbull. It restarted with Klein. It got to Turnbull. Turnbull had the ball knocked away from him. And now scooped up by Matt Miller. Matt Miller now moving down the far sideline, trying to carry it across the 50. He'll be pressed by Turnbull, and Turnbull will get a turnover there, or almost, as it'll be scooped up by number 13 for the Highlanders, Caleb Cruz. Cruz being pressed. He'll get a drop-off pass there to Cottam. Cottam now to McCray. McCray holding it. He'll go to Will Sicoli. Will Sicoli now trying to make something work. Near sideline, standing by the 20. Sicoli will go back to McCray. It'll end up here with number 50. I believe that's... Yeah, Bennett Gian. Gian will go to Will Sicoli. Sicoli now to Leong. Leong to Cottam. Cottam hovering just outside that 30-yard line, far side, outside the hashes, now getting up to the 20, past the 15, past the 10, behind the goal line now. We'll get a pass to McCray. McCray also behind the goal line, but now coming out. We'll be around the 20, near sideline, just outside the hashes, being stick-checked aggressively by the Dayton defender, as there's a wild shot from McCray, that one going wide right, and it'll end up in a puddle in that far side corner. I need something to hold all my stuff down. It is a bit windy here. The rain seems to be coming in bursts. Wind's blowing it around quite a bit. As that one uncontrolled by Bennett Gian, but it'll eventually pick it back up. Now moving inside the hashes. He'll cut outside the hashes, get past the 20. Gian will go behind goal to McCray. McCray looking for an option in front. McCray trying to make something work. What will he do? McCray just inching around that crease. McCray will eventually be forced away from the crease. So, sidearm a pass to Andrew Nappy. Andrew Nappy now driving. Andrew Nappy with the shot and the goal! Andrew Nappy breaking the deadlock with 1:33 here left in the first. It's 2-1. I should probably also delete the zeros. There we go. So, 1:33 here left in the first. GL taking a 1-point lead. Low scoring affair here so far. As just spotted some people running on the track, and not sure who that is out there. Oh, they appear to have lacrosse sticks. Might be players. Who knows? The JV game was before this, of course. This game kicked off at 5:30. So JV game was before it, so that it didn't get dark, and both teams had the chance to play. As now we'll see the face-off between Turnbull and Ryan. This one we scooped up by Ryan, a face-off win for the Highlanders. Ryan will drive aggressively. He'll get past the 30 in the middle of the field. He'll go to McCray. McCray shot! That one's side-armed left of the goal. It'll restart with Sicoli. So Sicoli taking McCray's spot temporarily, I suppose. I presume McCray will end up back at X eventually, and now he and Sicoli will go for the switch, as this one will end up near side with Alec Novotny. Novotny trying to make something work, shuffling to those far side hashes. Novotny will get a pass. I believe that's Caleb Leong. Caleb Leong will go behind goal to McCray. McCray trying to find a option. He'll put a spin move on there. Get a pass into the middle to Nappy, and that one will be knocked away from Nappy. Shot, though, and Nappy will be the nearest one to it when it goes out of bounds, so GL will keep possession. We'll get Nappy on the restart. Under a minute left, 50 seconds. Nappy will go for a pass to McCray. GL looking to hold the ball for the last shot here. Novotny taking his time in between the, I suppose, near the 35. Cutting now inside the hashes. He's in between the 35 and the 30. Cutting up. He'll get A long pass over the side to Nappy, and Nappy will net yet another goal. I believe that's Nappy's third of the game. So Nappy already netting a hat trick, putting every point on the board for GL. As we haven't even reached 30 seconds left in the first. Still 33 seconds on the clock. I've got to open my notebook and take note of the scoring as we get this face-off between Turnbull and Ryan in third. Of course, Ryan, known colloquially by the team as Trip. Actual name, according to the roster, Elyseer Ryan the third. So the Trip obviously coming from his third. This face-off went Turnbull's way. So the Bulldogs will have possession, but that one almost lost by Cameron Bernhardt. Luckily, he'll scoop it back up near the 40. Trying to make a cut right. He'll lose the ball and slip. Bit of an unfortunate situation there. Bernhardt will recover, though. He'll go for a shot there, but that one will go left as we get to 5 seconds here. 4 seconds, probably one pass and a shot for the Bulldogs. GL needs to play some stout defense. It'll restart here with number 16, our mystery man, and a pass attempt in front will go straight to Nelson, and Nelson will net that one easily. So, to close out the first period, Governor Livingston has a 3-1 lead. Has a 3-1 2-point lead. I'm Nathan Philbrick. Thank you for joining us here on Governor Livingston High School Television. We'll be back in about a minute for the start of the second period. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Governor Livingston High School here out on today rainy Fry Field as we watch this matchup between your Governor Livingston Highlanders and the Dayton Bulldogs. It is currently a 2-point lead for the Highlanders with a score of 3-1. As with the possession now is Gavin Turnbull for the Bulldogs. Turnbull will go down to chase Kiss. Kiss will go for a drive. He'll go for a pass in front, but that one will be knocked away by one of the GL defenders. There were 3 in the area, so we're not sure who it was exactly. Caleb Cruz picking this one up. Lost the ball, and he'll sweep it back inside, but it'll
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Governor Livingston High School out here on Fry Field. My name is Nathan Philbick. Thank you for joining me today for this boys varsity lacrosse matchup between your Governor Livingston Highlanders and the Dayton Bulldogs. Here's a shot from McCray. That one sidearmed wide. No face-off to start this third period coming out of the halftime. Not exactly sure why that is, but regardless, it started with the Highlanders, now going from right to left. There's a shot from Nappy, that one high, and it'll go out of bounds again, but it'll stay GL still. Of course, GL up by 1 over Dayton. It's been a low-scoring game, of course, 5 points total. So here's a pass in front. Oh, that one just going over the goal. It'll be chased down by Novotny, and it'll go out of bounds. Yet to see. It'll stay here with GL. Novotny will restart us after evidently being the closest one when it went out. We'll go to McCray, the both near side. McCray standing on the 25. Now he'll go back towards the 20. And he'll get a drop-off pass to Novotny. Novotny taking his spot on the 25. So he goes for a pass behind goal to Will Sicoli. Sicoli trying to make something work. Trying to go around goal. We'll get a pass in front to McCray, and McCray will net his first game of the goal and the first goal. His first game of the goal, his first goal of the game, and the first goal of the game for a Highlander that isn't Andrew Nappy. Up until this point, every goal has come from a Highlander, or every goal has come from Andrew Nappy, but not this one. So, GL will reestablish their 2-point lead. So we'll get a face-off here between Turnbull and Ryan. This one will be scooped up by number 15 for the Highlanders. We'll try to go for a pass to Owen McGuire, and Owen McGuire will scoop it up. He'll bring it into the offensive zone, but long stick, midi. Not sure there's really much he can or should be doing here in the offensive zone, but he'll stay in regardless as he gets a pass off to Will Sicoli. Sicoli will go to Bennett Gian as McGuire will trot towards the sideline to check out. He'll check out, and Caleb Leon will come back in as Gian drives across the middle. Gian now getting a pass off to Nappy. Nappy having a shot and a goal! Andrew Nappy increasing the lead to 3. And I should change my scoreboard as it's 5-2 Governor Livingston. Largest lead of the game. Andrew Nappy nets his 4th goal. And the Highlanders are feeling good out of halftime. Two goals for the Highlanders in under 2 minutes to exit the half. There were a few people on the field as we just got still a bit windy up here despite the rain having subsided. My roster and all my other stuff is flying. Oh, I should also mention that is Andrew Nappy's 100th point of his career. So, congratulations to Andrew Nappy. I don't have his career stats with me, unfortunately. I had to be told that by Sammy Bartiromo. Shout out Sammy Bartiromo. I play soccer with him. He's up here in the box doing the clock operating. But either way, 100th point of Andrew Nappy's career. So congratulations to him as he's netted his 4th goal of the game and his team's got a 3-point lead. So he's got to be extra euphoric for that. Play stoppage here. Highlanders on the defensive as it restarts with Turnbull for the Bulldogs. Turnbull will go to Mystery Man. Mystery Man to Sarno. Sorry, I don't know why I can't say that name. It'll end up with Ruben. It'll eventually end up back with Turnbull. Turnbull back to the Mystery Man. Mystery Man back to Sarno. Keep trying to say it like it's French. Back to the Mystery Man. Mystery Man now hovering just outside the 25. He'll go back to Turnbull. Turnbull going back to Mystery Man. Shot there! That one will get him between the legs of Michael Nelson. And the Bulldogs will cut the lead back down to 2. humbling realization for the Highlanders. They might have opened the scoring for the second half with 2 goals, but still immortal yet. As that 3-point lead could be easily cut down on, and it'll be cut down on by 1 with a goal from Turnbull. That's Turnbull's second goal of the game, or at least second. Not sure who scored the first for the Bulldogs. I should probably have figured that out during halftime, but I did not get over to the far sideline to go and ask our stats keepers. Either way, face-off goes Bulldogs' way as Turnbull will get this one. Turnbull going for a shot there. That one a bouncer wide. It'll stay Dayton. We start play here under 9:30. This one will end up with Klein. Klein will now go to Turnbull. Turnbull standing on the 35, checking up, gets past the 30. Went swim move there, outside right. Will eventually be forced outside the hashes, and looked like he was going for a pass there to Preston Benjamin, but didn't now. Sorry, that wasn't Benjamin. That was Tyler Lazarevic. Lazarevic now to Desarno. Desarno across the field, trying to go to Klein, but Klein just couldn't handle that one, and that one will go out of bounds for a Highlander possession. Said that one a lot in that statement there. I just say that a lot in general, I think. Either way, under 9 minutes left in the third period. Pass there, attempt to Bennett Gian will go a bit awry. And so that one will be scooped up by Dominic Pintado. Almost got to Tyler Lazarevic, but fell just short. It'll be scooped up by Lazarevic either way. Now being checked by DiDonato. Lazarevic now to our mystery man. Mystery man now trying to make something work. Mystery man near side, outside the hashes, gets past the 10. He'll loop all the way around. Met before he could run through X. He will eventually get to X and run through, being pressed by Owen McGuire. McGuire's sister. I commentated the GL girls lacrosse game yesterday. Unfortunately, I have been informed there was no audio on it. That was entirely my fault because I don't know how to set up the equipment. But either way, Claire McGuire present in that game. Unfortunately, a loss by 3 points, 9-12 against the Morristown Beard Crimson for our Lady Highlanders. But either way, our boys lacrosse team looking a bit hopeful here with a 2-point lead as we get down to 7:50 left. This one now being controlled by Jack Rubin, near side on the 10. He'll go behind goal to X to, I believe that is Lazarevic. Lazarevic trying to make something happen in front probably. He'll go back to Rubin. Rubin now to number 7, our mystery man. He's met by McGuire, and that shot would have gone into the side netting, but it'll be scooped by Michael Nelson. Michael Nelson putting on a spin move there. Faking out a defender with a pump fake. My lord, Michael Nelson. He's standing on the 25, too. He should probably get back to his goal as that pass from Matt Miller has yet to be controlled. Knocked around quite a bit. It was scooped up by DeSarno there for a second, but it'll be knocked away, and it'll be a Highlander possession. The Highlanders, of course, going from right to left, attacking that goal on the left. Currently occupied by Ryan Marquez. Not exactly sure how to say his name. I apologize, of course. If you would like to yell at me for mispronouncing your name, please go ahead and do so. Sicoli will now go to McCrae. McCrae standing behind the goal line. Looking for a pass. No particular hurry with him. We'll get this one out to Liam Goen. We'll go to Novotny. Novotny now across the field to Caleb Leong. Leong will get the newly checked in man. I haven't seen his number, so I'm not sure who it is. Side to me the whole time, but either way. It's Ryan Cottam. Ryan Cottam almost went to X, but he'll drive in front of goal. Checked there aggressively by Kiss, and he'll be forced to have a pass out to Sicoli. Sicoli will now go to Leong. Leong to Novotny. Novotny in between the hashes. Novotny getting a long pass down to Cottam. Looked like Cottam was going to cut in front of goal there for a second, but he'll eventually end up at X. Cottam trying to make something move here. He'll go for a shot. That one, a shot across the bow of Marquez's goal, and it'll stay GL. 6:05 left. It'll restart here with McCrae. McCrae now to Novotny. Novotny near side in between just now getting out to the 20. Imani going for a pass across. And a shot from Ryan Cottam will net the 6th goal of the game for the Highlanders. 3-point lead reestablished. First goal of the game for Cottam. And second goal for the Highlanders from a scorer who was not Andrew Nappy. Of course, Andrew Nappy with his 4th goal of the game to make it 5-2 to get that first 3-point lead as we get our second now. Andrew Nappy with that 5th goal had his 100th point of his career. So, again, congratulations to Andrew Nappy. Probably the 3rd time I've said it, but I'll keep on saying it. I even have it written down in my notes now. So this face-off will go the Bulldogs' way, and it'll be controlled right now. So that is Turnbull. I thought it was with number 10, Klein. Couldn't quite see. It'll eventually end up with Klein anyways. Klein now cutting down the middle of the field. He's in between the hashes. He tried to go for a drive on goal, but he eventually checked out, got a pass to Tyler Lazarevic. Lazarevic now will go back to Klein. Klein, of course. Not of course. Klein back where he started before his drive. Standing on the 35, trying to go for the drive down the middle again. He's met by number 15, Plamenko. He's forced again to pass to Lazarevic. Lazarevic trying to make something move, make something work as he'll get past Matt Miller. And that shot deflected away by Michael Nelson. It'll be a battle in front of the goal. 2 players going down. Nelson got a shot there, but that one will bounce over his goal, and Nelson coming out to claim the possession for the Highlanders. Long pass down the field here from Nelson. This one will be taken by Plamenko. Plamenko around the 40-yard line. He's a defender, so... Or sorry, short stick defensive midi. Not a defender, but that'll be knocked away from him. And Dayton will have another offensive possession. It's not Lazarevic, it was Benjamin. Benjamin now down to Lazarevic. Lazarevic trying to make something work. He almost went for a pass to the mystery man number 7, but that one will be knocked away and it'll end up with Peyton Turnbull. Sorry, Gavin Turnbull. I actually don't know if they're siblings, but that shot from Turnbull will be knocked up into the air and netted by Michael Nelson. So it'll stay 6-3 as we get to 4 minutes now. Max DiDonato carrying this one across midfield. Max, also a football player. I don't have his stats for football right in front of me, but it'll end up with Nappy. Nappy pushed down to the ground there as the ball is lost, and whistles from the referees. And he'll say red ball. GL and Dayton, both teams with not particularly deep benches, although in this matchup Dayton does have a shorter bench by just a few players, as this one now with McCray. Sorry, that was Cottam. Cottam trying to go to Nappy. Nappy will get a shot off there, but that one will go way high over the goal. He was being harassed by 2 defenders. Evidently, the Bulldogs have figured out that Nappy is a threat, given that he, dropped 3 points on their head in the first quarter. It'll restart with Cottam. Cottam being pressed aggressively here by Chase Kiss. Cottam with another goal! And he'll be tripped after, and a flag will be drawn. Near side referee will declare a goal. So it should be 7-3 as Cottam pushes the lead to its largest margin for the Highlanders at 4. Cottam also now on hat trick watch. That's his second goal of the game. Trying to figure out what's happening here. Not quite sure. Either way, Nappy on a hat trick. 4 goals. That 4th goal, his 100th point of his career. Cottam on hat trick watch now with 2 goals in this game. Only other scorer for the Highlanders was Scott McCray. He had the 3rd point of the game for this home side. On the opposite side, the scoring for the Bulldogs has been somewhat dominated by Gavin Turnbull, as he has had 2 of the 3 goals, or at least 2 of the 3 goals. Not sure who the first goal went to. If he has a hat trick, I do apologize. A foul there against the Highlanders. I believe a trip will keep it GL possession. It'll be restarted with Sicoli. Sicoli now will get it to, I want to say it's McCray. It is. McCray standing near side on the 20-yard line. McCray will go for a pass in front to Nappy. Nappy winding up for a shot there, won't take one. It'll go to Leong, and then to Cottam. Now Cottam to someone behind goal. I'm not sure who that was. It was, sorry, Alex Novotny. Alec Novotny, and Novotny's pass just intercepted by the goalie. Marquez, and Marquez's pass down the field evidently drew a foul from Max DiDonato. Not exactly sure what the foul is, but either way, it'll keep the ball in possession of the Bulldogs. Thought I just heard some thunder there. It was probably just me accidentally tapping my mic. 2:40 left here on the clock in the third period. It's with our mystery man number 7. He's guarded by Owen McGuire. McGuire, spin move by the mystery man. He's on the far side now along the numbers out to the 20. He'll go back towards goal now. We'll get past the 10. We'll have the ball knocked away by McGuire, but we'll scoop it back up. Mystery man trying to make it work. Spin move, but he'll lose the ball, and it'll be scooped up by McGuire, and he'll go back to his netminder, Nelson. Nelson coming out of his goal. Drew a flag from the referee, or should have drawn a flag from the referee, but the flag literally didn't come out of his pocket. Now it'll finally fly. So we've got some laundry on the field. As there's a shot from McCray, and that one will be netted by Marquez, and the whistle will blow for us to address our penalty. Slashing 1 minute. So, 1:51 left here in the third. With 1:51 left here in the third, we'll have a man-up situation for the Highlanders until 51 seconds left. 1 minute. I believe releasable. So, if GL scores, the Bulldogs will be back up to full strength. Either way, man up for now. It'll be with Novotny behind goal. Novotny gets to McCray. McCray looked like he was winding up for a shot. Won't take one. It will go to Nappy. Nappy just lost the ball as he was cradling it. He'll eventually scoop it back up, and he'll get a pass off to McCray. McCray now to Novotny. Novotny in front. That one to Cottam. Cottam couldn't get his shot off. It was knocked down in front of the crease as there's a now huge, not a huge scrum, a scrum over the ball. Multiple people trying to scoop it up for their team, but it'll eventually be controlled by number 13, Jacob Cunningham for the Bulldogs, and a timeout will be called by Dayton. So, down 4 with 1:17 left here in the third. Still just over 13 minutes to play left in the game, but given the low-scoring affair this one has been, either Dayton will need to ramp up their scoring to an amazing pace, or the Highlanders will have to make a series of quite unfortunate mistakes, but they've looked solid so far through this third period. Usually the Highlanders have a tendency to lose the plot a bit, I suppose, as we come out of halftime, but no such thing occurred yet today. I might have just commentator jinxed it. Who knows? We'll only know once we get the result of this game. Either way, I'll take a short break, and we'll be back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Fry Field here at Governor Livingston High School. My name is Nathan Philbrick. Thank you for joining me here today for this boys varsity lacrosse matchup between your Governor Livingston Highlanders and the Dayton Bulldogs. This ball currently being carried by Dayton. It'll be with Austin Klein. Klein will have that knocked away, and it'll be scooped up by I believe that's Lazarevic. Lazarevic gets a pass off to Turnbull, I believe now, who's carrying along the far side of the field. Turnbull being harassed by two GL defenders, McGuire and DiDonato, and one of them knocks it out, and McGuire will scoop it up, trying to get a pass there. Well, still won't be scooped up as it'll make its way on its own, just rolling all the way across the 50. Battle along the far sideline. Both teams trying to go for the ball. Not sure if anyone's got it yet. Evidently, Turnbull's come away with it, as he's now in the GL offensive zone. GL, of course, on this right side as we pass into 30 seconds left. They'll have to be mindful of their time. It's Lazarevic. Lazarevic will have a shot there, and that one will be easily taken by Michael Nelson. Nelson will get a long output pass here to McCray. McCray potentially driving towards goal. He'll look for a pass in front. He has caught him, but ball will be knocked away from him, and he'll have to scoop it back up. Under 10 seconds left here. GL will have to get one pass, one shot, as that pass a bit too frantic, and it'll be knocked away by a Dayton defender and go out of bounds. And time will almost expire in the third, but just about a second left. Some heavy mist still hanging over the field here, as that one rifled down the field as the whistle blows. And our third period comes to an end. So, we enter into the fourth period with a score of 7-3, a 4-point lead for the Governor Livingston Highlanders. Still 12 minutes left to play in this game. I'm Nathan Philbrick. I will take a short break, and I'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Fry Field here at Governor Livingston High School. My name is Nathan Philbrick. Thank you for joining me here today on Governor Livingston High School television as we get started with the fourth quarter of this varsity boys lacrosse matchup between your Highlanders and the Dayton Bulldogs. That pass from Matt Miller will be intercepted by a Bulldog. Not sure who that was, but his shot will go wide, and it'll be in possession of the Bulldogs. They'll restart with Klein. Klein tries to rifle a quick pass into the front, and a shot from DeSarno will bounce past Michael Nelson, and the lead cut down to 3 once more. Score of 4-7. Just 20 seconds in. I'm not exactly confident about the situation that goal was set up in. I'm almost certain that was a shot, and as far as I'm aware, the closest person to it was Michael Novotny. Sorry, not Michael Novotny, that's his brother. It was Alec Novotny. Speaking of Michael Novotny, the Governor Livingston Highlanders baseball team under Chris Roof, having a pretty solid season, undefeated so far. But either way, a goal for the Bulldogs there under questionable circumstances, and this one will be battled over. Looks to be scooped up by Turnbull, but not yet. It'll be scooped up by Owen McGuire, and he'll have it knocked out of his stick. He'll eventually scoop it back up along that near sideline. Being checked by Preston Benjamin, but he'll get the pass away either way to Ryan, and Ryan will have that knocked out by Turnbull. Turnbull now driving across the 50. McGuire trying to meet him. McGuire won't be able to get in front. That's a bounce shot. That won't be deflected away by Michael Nelson and eventually scooped up as well. Nelson going for a pass over the top, trying to get with this one to Matt Miller. Miller will eventually scoop it up only after passing over the 50 and knocking it around multiple times. Miller, the long pole, not exactly going to be able to do much here as he's stalled, but he'll get a pass off to Ryan Cottam. Cottam will now go to Caleb Leong. Caleb Leong will cut outside the far side hashes. He'll hold up for a second here. He'll get a pass down near the goal line. I believe that's Scott McCrae. McCrae will go back to Cottam, who's near side, standing near the 10. Cottam will go now to Sicoli. Sicoli checking out outside of the 30, cutting inside in between the two hashes. Sicoli will now pass even farther back to Michael Novotny. Novotny will go for a long pass behind goal to Scott McCrae, and McCrae go for a pass in front to Cottam, and Cottam's shot knocked down by Marquez, and Marquez, after the ball was knocked up in the air, will scoop it up. Marquez's pass uncontrolled. It'll be a battle here inside the Highlanders zone, but it'll go out of bounds. No red jerseys touched it. The Highlanders, of course, going from left to right in their red jerseys. Not quite sure you could even tell the color of the jerseys, just that they're in the dark jerseys. But either way, GL in their full reds, Dayton in their full whites. We'll restart here with Alec Novotny. It'll end up with McCrae. They seem to do that a lot with siblings, calling them the wrong people. It'll be with Nappy, now to to Leong. Leong shaking and baking. He'll get past his defender. Sidearm. That one goes wide right. It'll stay with GL. It'll restart with, I believe this is McCrae. It is. It'll restart with McCrae. McCrae trying to find something in front. He'll get a spin move away. He'll go for a shot. And McCrae will net his second goal of the game. He'll increase the lead back to 4 with a score of 8-4. That was McCrae's second goal of the game. So Nappy, 4 goals on the day. He's the leading scorer so far. He had his 100th point on his 4th goal of the matchup. That one coming in the 3rd frame of this game, just about 10 minutes ago or so. And now Ryan Cottam and Scott McCrae both on hat trick watch, as each of them have 2 goals. 4-point lead reestablished for the Highlanders is the largest lead they've had all day. They had it once before with a score of 7-3 after that second Cottam goal. This faceoff will go the way of the Bulldogs, and that ball just knocked out of the stick of Cameron Bernhardt. Long pass attempt here to Matt Miller from Nelson. That one won't be controlled as of yet. A battle as it's on the ground. It'll be scooped up by by Preston Benjamin. And then knocked out of the stick. I believe this is going to go for a GL possession. Correction, it won't. It'll stay Dayton. No, it'll go GL. Presume some kind of contact on the ground ball, or maybe once the ball had been scooped up, somebody hit somebody a bit too hard who didn't have the ball. The Bulldogs, mystery man number 7, and with number 23, Kevin Lynch, getting an explanation from our referee. It'll eventually go back to being Dayton ball, as it'll be carried across the 50 by Gavin Turnbull. Turnbull now past the 30, stalling out a bit, making a cut inside in between the hashes. He'll get a bounce shot there, and that one going right past Nelson. Looks like he had a stick on it, but evidently he didn't. And it'll be 8-5 with a with the lead being cut back down to 3. This game was tied once Well, of course, it was tied when it opened, 0-0. But the only other time after that it was tied was a 1-1 score from the Bulldogs, correct. Not sure who the goal scorer was on that, but either way, and I can't even remember who the scorer was right there. Oh, it was Turnbull. So Turnbull on a hat trick. Might have already been on a hat trick, not sure. Either way, this face-off went GL's way for a second, but now a scrum for the ball as Bennett Gian will try and scoop it up, but no such luck. It'll be back with Turnbull. I believe Turnbull might have all 5 goals of the game. He'll go for... Sorry, he doesn't have all 5 goals of the game. I know that for a fact. Either way, he's got a hat trick. There's a scrum in front of the crease for the ball. Michael Nelson actively participating in it. And a whistle as Nelson pushes a man down to the ground with his stick. There's also a bit of other action there, but mainly Nelson being notably aggressive coming out of his crease. That is his style of play. It does seem to work for him, although this Highlanders team is 1-11, but that can't all be attributed to him. When he's taking some 33 shots on average, can't attribute too many things to him. As here's another shot. That one trying to be put down by DeSarno, and it'll come out of the crease. Initial shot was by Austin Klein. It got to DeSarno. DeSarno tried to put it down into goal, but no such luck. It was inside the crease and knocked out by a Dayton player, so it'll stay with Nelson. Nelson now gets this one to Matt Miller. Miller will throw this across the 50 to Bennett Gian. Gian will go to a man who's covered in Nappy, but that one will skip past Nappy and luckily end up in the stick of, I believe this is Alec Novotny. Novotny will go to Gian. Gian getting a shot there, and that one wide right. 7:55 left to play. A 3-point lead for the Highlanders. Our fourth quarter was our highest scoring quarter with 4 goals. Ended that one 3-1. Since then, I believe only 3 goals have been scored in a quarter, although I don't have the timing exactly. Either way, Dayton getting the ball back. It'll eventually be knocked out of the stick of Preston Benjamin, but he'll eventually scoop it back up and carry it across the 50. Benjamin, a defender. As he got an output pass to DeSarno, and DeSarno netted a goal right in front of Nelson. No one in between DeSarno and the goal. Evidently a bit of a miscue there from the Highlanders defense. The lead is back down to 2 with 7:24 left. Second goal in the game for DeSarno. Oh, accidentally just take my mic there. A foul committed by Dayton, so this faceoff will go the way of the Highlanders. 7:21 left as this one is whistled back into play. It'll go from McGuire to, I believe that was Nappy, and now to McCrae. McCrae will find his spot at X. McCrae getting a pass to Cottom. Cottom will go to Leong. Leong will get this one back near the 35 with Alec Novotny. Novotny will go across the field, try to go across the field to Nappy, who didn't have control of it for a second there, but managed to scoop it back up. It'll end up with Leong. Leong will pass back to Novotny. Novotny on that far side, just outside the hashes, now cutting inside the hashes into the middle of the field. Novotny ending up outside the near side hashes. A pass behind from Cottom now to McCrae. McCrae behind goal. He'll get this pass out far side to Will Sicoli. Sicoli back to X with McCrae. Sicoli in front with a pass from McCrae, but that one will be knocked away quickly by a Dayton defender. And that pass also uncontrolled as of yet. It's Cameron Bernhardt. A bit of a failure on the pass there. A lot of chaos here as that one will go out of bounds off of Dayton. Sarno evidently complaining about likely complaining about being tripped out of bounds. The referee won't hear any of it. DeSarno also, to mention some other sports, dual sport athlete, plays football. The quarterback for this Dayton team, or for the Dayton football team. Either way, it'll end up with Caleb Leong. Leong will go to McCray. McCray going for a shot there and holding that one. So McCray is onto a hat trick now. We've got 2 hat tricks for the Highlanders as the lead increased back to 3. It's 9-6. .539 left here in the 4th. GL with a 3-point lead over Dayton. Face off here between Turnbull and Ryan. This one will go Turnbull's way. Dayton will have possession of it first. Not first, I suppose. Don't know why I said first. Dayton will have possession of it, as Turnbull got to the ball first. Turnbull now driving far side, driving along the numbers. Will go for a pass inside to Kiss. Kiss rifling one there. That one will get past Nelson. Nelson motioning about something with his hand. Potentially to the referee, not exactly sure, but either way, lead back down to 2 for the Highlanders, 9-7. That was the first goal of the game by Kiss. Chase Kiss, one of the many seniors on this Dayton squad. Dayton only lost 4 seniors last year. Only lost 4 seniors last year. So they had they were junior heavy. This year, senior heavy. So might see a bit of a regression in this squad once this season concludes and we get to next season. Referee will call for a trip. It'll go the Highlanders' way. It'll be restarted with Caleb Leong as we approach 5 minutes left in the 4th. Leong trying to make something work. An aggressive check there from number 22, Preston Benjamin. Leong evidently in pain. Might have caught that one right on the hip. You didn't even have the ball, and he got checked still. So no call from the ref though. It'll be with Novotny as of right now. Novotny going for a pass to McCray near X. McCray will go back to Novotny. Novotny now near side, up near the 15. Shuffling up to the 10. Going back to McCray. McCray looking for something in front. Won't have anything. Will be far side on the 15. McCray will go to Novotny. Novotny trying to make something work and get back into the middle, but he'll be closely guarded by our mystery man, number 7. We'll go for an underhand pass here to the man who just checked in. Not exactly sure who this is. It might be Wilson Coley. It is not. It's Caleb Leong. There's a shot rifled from McCray, but no luck finding the net. Sorry, is that McCray? I cannot see. Sorry, that was Nappy. So shot there from Nappy. Couldn't find net, but it'll stay GL. It'll now be with McCray. McCray cutting around, trying to find something to work. Pump faking a pass there. We'll eventually have to go with the real pass to the Moravian commit Nappy. Now with Leong. Leong driving down near side hashes. Trying to cut inside. Can't quite. He'll be forced to go behind goal to McCray at X. 3:30 left here. No shot clock in the high school game, of course. So the Highlanders can take as much time as they want on this possession. There's been a huge debate over whether or not they should instate the shot clock, both for high school basketball here in the state of New Jersey and lacrosse, as Nappy netting his 5th of the game. He'll get his team into the double digits and reestablish the 3-point lead as it's 10-7. Nappy, of course, having crossed the 100-point mark here during this game. So congratulations to him. I believe this is the 4th time I've said that, but regardless. Nice accomplishment for the senior who will be going to Moravian. Not a lot of GL lacrosse commits, or GL commits to lacrosse, to college for lacrosse. Only one in recent memory that I can think of is Rodrigo Arujo. He ended up at University of Southern Maine after the end of last season. Had a pretty solid season, 4 goals, 6 assists, played in all 16 games for the Huskies. Unfortunately, those 16 games only resulted in 2 wins, and they were not eligible for the Middle East Conference playoffs. So, this face-off goes the way of the Bulldogs. The pass attempt there from Benjamin. Benjamin just losing control of the ball, but he'll re-scoop it. He'll go for a shot there. That one will go wide right. Those long sticks really uncontrollable, of course, as we get to 2:51 left. Nelson directing his defense as this one will be restarted with Klein. Klein trying to make something work. Klein going for a pass in front. That one knocked onto goal by DeSarno, but hard to see the number. It was number 15, DeSarno, but it'll be wide right. No luck knocking it into the netting. Long pass here from Michael Nelson. Nobody to meet Owen McGuire as he catches this one, and he'll get up to the 35. He'll eventually go for a pass to Scott McCrae. McGuire will stay in the offensive zone until he's called off, and he now will be so. Although he'll pause for a second, looking to be an option for McCrae, but McCrae got it to Nappy, who just checked in. Nappy now to Novotny. Novotny near side, in between, getting up to the 30, near the football sidelines, trying to cut into the middle. We'll go for a pass over the middle. Underhand shot there! That is Ryan Cottom. So, 3 hat tricks on the day. Sorry, 3 hat tricks? 3 hat tricks for the Highlanders. First from Nappy, then from McCrae, and now from Ryan Cottom, as he will reestablish the 4-point lead for the Highlanders. It's 11-7. Dayton entered this game 5-10. The Highlanders entered this game 1-11. So, similarly sitting near the bottom of their respective conferences. Dayton just a bit higher in their standings, but GL looking to get their 2nd win of the season here, improve to 2-11. They can't go above 500 on the season. They only have 3 games left after this one, so best they can do is 5-11. There's a long pass attempt from Benjamin, and that one will roll out of bounds for a Highlander possession with 1:46 left. GL looking to waste as much time as possible. It'll be restarted with DiDonato. Blown back into play here. It'll end up with Cruz. Cruz will slide on this one to Matt Miller. Miller will carry it across the 50, now past the 40, past the 30, cutting right. Miller going for a shot, bouncer there, went wide left. It'll eventually go out of bounds with 1:30 left on the clock. Oh, apologize, haven't fixed my scoreboard. There we go. It'll restart here with McCrae. McCrae trying to find something in front. GL likely still trying to put some scoring on, just in case some miracle happens for Dayton. There's a heavy mist over the field. I can't really see numbers on the far side, but it's currently held by Caleb Leong near X. He's being pressed aggressively by Kiss. Kiss, the last goal scorer for this Dayton side, as he got their score up to 7. Since then, it's been two goals for GL. One from Nappy, his 5th of the day, and one from Cottom. That was his 3rd and his hat trick. Leong finally releases the ball, and he'll get it to Will Sicoli. Sicoli will go behind goal to X. Aggressive check there by Kiss, which sent him to the ground as we pass under 1 minute left. Now to 45 seconds. We'll go back to Leong. GL just looking to waste the time away. Kiss stick checking Caleb Leong, but hasn't found any luck left. Leong putting on a swim move to get away from the pressure. He'll pass this one off to Alec Novotny. Novotny hovering near side. Novotny now driving through X, looking for something in front. It'll end up eventually with Scott McCrae with under 20 left. This one solidly in the books for the Highlanders as Scott McCrae looking to waste all this time away. He'll go for a long high-arcing pass over to Caleb Leong. With 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. The Governor Livingston Highlanders pick up their second win of the season, improving to 2-11, and the Dayton Bulldogs fall to 5-11. My name is Nathan Philbrick. Thank you for joining me today for this Governor Livingston boys varsity lacrosse matchup, as there's a bit of scuffling going on in the sidelines. Not on the sidelines. A bit of scuffling happened on the field. Referees trying to break it up. Will Sicoli doing a head tap on his helmet. I'm not exactly sure this is the type of actions you want to be showing to the other team after a win. You know, typically want to have class. That's something to do in sports, but second win of the season for the Highlanders. They've got to have some energy in them. Final score here between your Governor Livingston Highlanders boys varsity lacrosse and the Dayton Bulldogs is 11-7. A 4-point margin at the end of the game for the Highlanders. My name is Nathan Philbrick. Thank you for joining me here today on Governor Livingston High School Television for this matchup. As always, big thank you to Joe Voorhees for allowing me to borrow all his equipment and utilize the Governor Livingston High School Television account to stream these games. Have a good evening, everyone.